Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. Today I'm doing something different yet again. I'm doing a dual channel video. So one video for my channel here and another video for the Laser Makers Realm, which is my partner channel where I get together with a couple of the guys, Steve, Hobo with Wood, and Patrick at Light Source Engraving. And we make things and in quick, easy videos with a download below the video. Well, we're going to do the same thing here today on my channel. Today we'll be making a Trinity puzzle. And I think I get a lot of demand for religious things, so I decided to create this Trinity puzzle. We're going to cover what's in the file in Lightburn, and we're going to cover how to make it if you want to stick around and see that at the end. So it's going to be a fairly quick video today, which I think you'll like. Anyway, let's jump over into Lightburn and let's see what this file is, how it's made, and then if you want to stick around you can see the actual engrave and the cutout and the finishing of the project. Let's go. Alright, so let's get started in Lightburn. And here is, I'm going to come up here to the file open. I'm going to open up New Testament puzzle. And the first thing that you're going to see is going to be the project notes. Let me make this just a little bit bigger so you can see it better. And I'm going to ask you, please don't send me questions that are answered in this frequently asked questions notes here. So the blue layer, which is going to be the text that you see in the background on some of the different pieces, is a toolpath that will not burn. So you don't have to worry about that at all. That's just there for your information only. The font that's used in this file is Gideon Plexus. Now, if you've opened this file before installing the font, it will actually, the font will be embedded in Lightburn and it will be okay. But if you decide to edit any of the text, you won't be able to. So if you'd like, you can install the font first, close this file, copy this first before you do. This is the address to the font. It's a free font and you just install that on your system. You download it, you unzip it, double click the font, and then click the install button on a PC. I'm not sure about how to install fonts on a Mac. So that takes care of those two things. Now, this file was created for a diode laser, 10 watts. It was created for the Rolly Lasermatic, and it has an origin of the front left. If your origin is different, if your origin is rear left, you'll need to select everything on the screen, Control plus the letter A, and mirror the entire file vertically. And the mirror icons are right up here. This is mirror vertically and this is mirror horizontally over here. So if your machine origin is rear left, you need to select all and mirror the entire file vertically. If your machine origin is rear right, you need to do both. And if you're using a different wattage, you need to adjust both the speeds and the powers of both layers, the black and the red. If you're using a CO2 laser, you will need to do both mirror steps as well as turn off overscanning on the layers, unless you have like the Monport 40 watt with the Gerbil controller. That one operates just like a diode laser. So for diode laser users, in the console tab, the first thing you should do is go in and type the $sign twice and then press enter. And what you're going to be looking for is the $110 and $111 settings. Now that's going to tell you what the maximum speed that your laser can run at. The maximum speed in this file is 8,000 millimeters per minute. A lot of diode lasers, it's going to be 6,000 millimeters per minute. So you'll need to adjust the speed for the black layer. You'll have to lower that to 6,000 and adjust your power. So as far as testing is concerned, there is a test piece on the workbed to test both the cut and engrave on the material that you're using. So it's designed to test the cut path in all directions. On the Trinity puzzle, you'll see that you can read all of this yourself. The file at the top of the screen will engrave and cut. Then this talks about the wall plaque and blah, blah, blah. And down at the bottom is the license. And you are free to use this any way you wish, except redistributing the actual electronic files. So now when you first open the file, it might look like this. And you'll just see maybe this one piece. If you just roll your mouse wheel and zoom out, you'll see everything that's included in this file. Now these files off on the side here, they're not going to burn because they're off the work area, and Lightburn is not going to send any of that information. It's only going to send the information that's in this area right here on the screen. So this is your test piece, and as you can see, it's designed to test every different angle of the laser to make sure that the cut and the engrave both work perfectly to your liking. If it doesn't cut all the way through, then you'll need to increase your power, lower your speed. If the engrave doesn't look good enough, change the power, change the speed. You get it. So now the Trinity puzzle has 3 pieces. Let's start at the bottom. At the bottom you've got the base. So that is the first piece you can cut out, or it could be the last piece, either way you want to do it. At the top is the layer that goes on top of the base. Around the outside is going to be the holder for the puzzle pieces. So only this outside part, these two are going to cut, as well as the puzzle itself. So this whole thing is cut out of one piece, but you'll wind up with the outside triangle and all of the puzzle pieces. Here is the actual puzzle that I designed, as well as a few sayings that I put on top here. And over here on the left, you've got your bases. Now, you're going to cut out 2 of these, whichever one that you pick. So this top one up here is designed for it's called 2mm wood that you buy on Amazon. It's actually 1.75 millimeters. All you do is glue the 2 pieces together and slip the puzzle into it after it's completed. And this is if you want a stand, and I guess most people are not going to do the stand, but I'm including these anyway. This is the stand for 4mm wood, which comes in at about 3.75 on my caliper, and this is the stand for 6mm wood over here. So you just cut out 2 of those depending on which one you're using, and that's it. Over here on the plaque, this one is very straightforward. You just cut 2 pieces. And this already has the hole to hang it up on the wall. If you want your wall paint to show through, you don't need to cut the second piece here. The second piece is designed to engrave these words so that they show through the cut in black. And then you can also, if you like, paint the rest of this a different color or a series of colors. You may want to paint it a gray sort of color, and then maybe up here an orange for the sun going down, and paint the clouds over here. So you do whatever you want with that. There's lots of options for that. And over here you can do the same thing. You can stain the wood 2 different colors. You know, the outside triangle here you can stain in a darker color than the inside puzzle pieces to give it a little distinction. And that's about it. So that's the whole thing right there. So let's get rid of these for a minute. And I just want to show you real quickly what we have on the side here. We have an art library. So there are 2 ways that you can download this. You can download the zip file, and that zip file will include the Lightburn file as well as the Trinity art library. And if you want to use the art library instead, then over here are all the pieces that are in here. All you have to do is double click them to bring them out on the screen. Put it wherever you need it to be, run your test file, and then you can do them one at a time. You can start off just left to right. So if you're doing the plaque, you do that one first, you do this one second, and if you're doing the Trinity puzzle, you do this one first, you do this one second, and this one third. And you'll pick, now here you'll pick which one that you want to use and cut out 2 of them. So let's say that you're using 2mm wood. Well, then you'll just grab these 2 and delete them. And then here, all you need to do is press Control and the letter D to duplicate it. And then you can just use your arrow key to bring it down to there. And now you're ready to run that job. And that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoy this file. What I'm going to do now is, you don't have to stick around unless you want to. So I am going to actually run these files on the Rolly. If you like, you can watch how the files burn, watch how I set it up, and take a look at the finished product. But that's it for the Lightburn session for now. So I'm going to move on now. You can either quit the video now and grab the download below the video and do this file yourself, or you can hang around and you can watch the actual product being made on the Rolly Lasermatic 10. Right, so for you folks that want to stick around and watch the actual production of this, coming up next is going to be the engrave and the cut layers and the finishing. And I thank you for watching and sticking around. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I've got some 2mm wood down here on the honeycomb bed, and I've just gone ahead and put this at the 2 and 14 mark on the inches up top. I've taken the focus gauge, slipped it underneath, and made sure that it was the perfect focus for engraving. And I love the step gauge that comes with the Rolly. It's just a wonderful tool. And now I have to close the door because you can't operate this machine unless the door is closed. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've already assigned my power and my speed, and I'm just going to go ahead and start the burn. And I've decided that I'm going to engrave it first. I have the red layer, the cut layer output turned off, and I'm going to do this in 2 jobs. First I'm going to engrave it, then I'm going to refocus it for the cut, and then I'm going to cut it out. So here we go. All right, so we're coming back into real time now, and we're just finishing up this engraving. And the next thing that we're going to do is the cut, and I want you to make sure that on your optimization settings on the laser tab that you have cut inner shapes first ticked off. So I'm going to open this up now. I did turn on my air assist for the engraving because I didn't want to do any cleanup afterwards. So I'm going to move the laser head up to the front so that I can do my focus. And I just love this focus gauge because it's got the different steps for the different sizes. If I can get the camera to focus, there we go. So I'm going to use that second one, and that second one is for cutting 3mm wood. I'll just drop this down until it barely touches it. And this is why I love this gauge, is because you can dial it in so perfectly. And now it's ready. So I've got my cut settings all done, and I've already turned off the output on the black layer, and I've turned on the output for the red layer, and I can just hit the start button now. And now it will start cutting out all of the pieces. And we're doing this in one take. This is a one-take video. I'm going to speed up some of the parts just so that it doesn't take so long, but I'm doing all of this in one take. And this right now is live. You can get an idea of how it cuts 3mm wood. And once we've gotten through a piece or two here, so you can get an idea of how long this will take, I'll start speeding up the video again so that we get through it a little quickly and move on. Alright, so coming back into live time here, we're in the last few seconds of the cut, and I am ready to cut out part number 2, which is the base. And I probably should have cut that out first, but it doesn't really make a difference. And that is the end of it. I'm going to give it 1 second just to clear out the smoke. And there we go. So I will pick this up and test my cut, make sure my settings were right before I actually pull this off, and it looks like everything is okay here. So we'll go ahead and take this off. And I don't think you want to watch me take all of these pieces out one by one, so what I'm going to do is, oops, there goes one. I'm just going to do this off camera real quick, and then I'll come back for the second cut. Okay, so what I've done here, I've very carefully put all of these onto another piece of wood. This way I can just slide the whole thing off onto the next piece of wood when I'm done. Actually, I'm going to take this frame off and stain it first. And now I've got my second piece of plywood, and I'm going to just take and position it at the number 2 on the right and the number 14 on the left. Close the door. Because I'm using absolute coordinates, I don't have to worry about lining anything up. I'm going to come back over to the laptop, and I'm going to start my burn. I've already set my red layer to output and my black layer not to output, and the laser is already focused. So all I have to do is click start. And now we'll run that second job, which is, You know what? I have to stop that real quick because I did not bring out the second layer. Wow, I'm glad I'm glad I noticed that in time. So I'm going to come back to my art library and bring out the second layer and position that. Let's see. I'm going to move the laser out of the way because I want to check on my camera and make sure that I put this on the right spot. I've already started that burn. So I'm going to move that out and update my overlay on the camera. When you make mistakes like this, you know, you can come back and fix them if you have a Lightburn camera. So let me take a look here and update my overlay and see what we've got. It started to cut. Let me see if there's any way that I can move this to a place. Oh, I know what I can do. I can flip it the other way. So I will flip it the other way. This way I avoid that piece. And this is the great thing about having a Lightburn camera. Since I botched that job, and I told you this is going to be one take, what I did was I flipped it over so that the long part is now up on the top instead. And now I can run this job and avoid that line that I burned, that first puzzle piece right there. So we're going to run this job all the way through. And I am running at, let's see, 400 millimeters a minute and 70% power. So I guess I could run this faster if I wanted to. I could probably bump this up to 600 millimeters a minute and raise the power up to 100%. But it doesn't really matter to me. I want to make a library that anyone can use, excuse me, that anyone can use, the people that are afraid of running at 100%, which they really don't have to be, and everybody else. So, you know, if you get this library and you have a Lasermatic 10, then you can bump the speed up and cut this out a lot faster if you wanted to, and just raise the power up on it. But for now, I'm going to stick to the 400 millimeters per minute on the 3 millimeter wood. And I'll speed up this last part here real quick and we'll get through it and come back to live in a second. Now, as soon as that smoke clears out, I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about where I screwed up the first time. Just give it a second. The exhaust fan on this works pretty well, so you don't have to wait too long. And that looks good. And let me show you where I screwed up. Let me get this one out. Sort of stuck in the corner there. There we go. So here is where I screwed up. If you look right here, you'll see that it started cutting the puzzle piece. So all I did was flip it over and recovered that piece. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the finishing table. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to stain the outside one and leave the inside puzzle pieces natural for the contrast, and so that you can actually see that it's a puzzle. All right, so there you have it, the Holy Trinity puzzle file. I've actually gotten lots of requests in the past for religious files, and if you have a request for a religious file, let me know what it is down in the comments, and I'll put it on my to-do list. And it doesn't matter what religion it is. So, you know, all religions report to the same boss. as far as I'm concerned. So I'm happy to do something in any religion. It makes no difference to me. And I wanted to mention real quickly too the raffle. So this month's raffle is for the Ortur Laser Master 3. And that will be down below. And if you go below the video, you'll see something that says show more. And if you click on that, you're going to see links to everything. You'll see the links to this zip file. You'll see the link to the raffle and a whole bunch of other relevant links to lasers that you might be interested in. So anytime you click on any of the affiliate links, that sends a little donation to the channel. You can also, down below the video, you can click on the little thanks button if you want to send me $1 or $2, buy me a cup of coffee, or buy me a new Mercedes. You know, that button is down there, and that also helps to support the channel. What it does is it pays the bills around here. It pays the bills for the supplies that I use, and so on, and puts a couple of dollars in my pocket, even though I'm still not in the black with this channel. But yeah, so if you want to support the channel, you can do it either by the affiliate links or the little thanks button down below. I truly appreciate that. And, you know, that's what keeps all of this moving forward. Hey, I also wanted to mention the Laser Maker's Realm. Jump on over to there. It's youtube.com at the Laser Maker's Realm. And what we do over there, I've partnered up with Steve from Hobo with Wood and Patrick from Light Source Engraving, and we do quick videos over there. So the channel is just getting started. We need all the subscribers that we can get so that we can get it monetized to help pay the bills. And what we do is short videos. We create a video from scratch, a project from scratch. Then what we do is we actually run that project, and we show you live on camera us making that project. So now you know you're not buying an Etsy file where it's like, well, is this going to work or isn't it going to work for $3.99 or $5.99 or $7.99? You never know if the file is going to work, and a lot of them don't. These files are tested and true. So you get to see the file, you get to see the testing, you get to see the end product. It's all done in a quick video, and the file download is right below the video. Easy enough. Click on the download and it's yours for free. So come on over there and take a look. I'll put a link down below in the show more section, what used to be the description of the video, and you can come over there and subscribe to that channel as well, and you'll get to see me over there. So I really enjoyed making this project today. This was for a friend that asked for a puzzle, a religious puzzle that he can put on his mantle, and also for the the grandkids to play with when they come over. So I decided to make the Holy Trinity puzzle, and there are a couple little hidden things in there that you may or may not find. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. I'll give you a hint. So one of the things is the actual triangle itself is the Holy Trinity, representative of the Holy Trinity. So that's an example. There are a couple little hidden things in there. Let's see if you can find them. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video today. If you have any requests for religious videos, drop them down in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, please, and subscribe. Man, still 44% of the people watching this video are subscribed. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click that bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. You'll be the first to see them, and become part of the channel. So anyway, as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.